Welcome to another episode of Team Watch. I'm your host, the Big Fat Mex, and today I am joined with the one and only Hermanator. Say hi, Herm.
Hola, me llamo Herman.
Yes, the Hermanator.
Yeah.
He's been active in the community before. Why don't you go ahead and tell us a brief history of like how you found AG's community and how you got caught up all in this, really.
Well, you see, it was the year 1876. Crime was rampant that year. There was a drought.
Uh
All
huh.
my crops died,
Oh. That's a
and
shame.
then a saving grace came my way. It was like the Lord Jesus himself came down, and there he was, AG.
Uh
And
huh.
then and then a whole pack of raging tilters and streamers
Uh
came
huh.
down upon me and told me, Overwatch is now your calling. Okay, enough with my little rant.
My gosh.
Um, I can't believe I came up with all that on the spot. I like
Improv
that.
is great, thank you. I love me some good improv.
Im- Improv is sexy. So no, how I got involved in AG? Well, this year I started, in general, playing video games. Like I got my first console last September, and started playing some video games, and I picked up Overwatch. I got like after the first season, I wasn't too into it, but then when the second season started, I got really into it. I started like really like working on it, and I just kept on playing the game, and I met people like Scuttlebus and Blue Ninja and Heroic, if any of you guys know who he is. And then through Scuttlebus specifically, he got me into the Amateur Gamers League, and from there, me and Skettle, we decided to make a team. The very first person that we recruited was Blue, and this was the original Skybound. And then sort of original. We made another team, but that team fell apart like a week after. So because we did a skirm and we lost really badly, and so we made a new one, and that's basically how I got into les amateur gamers.
Nice. What was that old team called? I think Blue Ninja talked a little bit about it. Um, I can't
So
remember. I can't remember the name of it though. I think it was something funny.
I remember it. So basically, Skettle, he put us into an amateur gamer tournament, an amateur gamers tournament, and we didn't have a name when we entered, and he was being interviewed by, I guess, like some of the casters, and he just made up a random name, and it was like, we're Trash Play 101. And I guess that was the name of the first team ever, Trash Play 101. I'm probably going to take that now
Well,
as
that was actually I think maybe Blue Ninja was talking about a different team then. Because I don't remember that.
this was like the first Skybound team. Like
Ah.
it was like the pseudo Skybound team. So it was me. So the members that like I still play with a lot from that first one is just Skettle and Blue. We're pretty much the only three who are still around from that first experiment.
Hmm. It's interesting. And now
And
all you guys are like in different places then,
yeah,
based on like
yeah,
current events.
yeah. So like I'm not gonna go into like too much details, but
Go ahead.
like
We have the time. We want to hear
oh,
it
we have
all.
the time. Well, I'm not like just because like it was like a whole bunch of stuff. So me and Skettle founded Skybound, and then we were the two leaders. Blue was basically the first person on that, and so like after like some time, we eventually made him a leader. So Skybound had three leaders, um, and I left originally just because I didn't agree with some things that were going on in the team. But it wasn't anything personal with anybody. No, I love all those guys. They're amazing and they're wonderful and like they're all really great players in what they play. And so it was nothing like personal or anything. It was just like some things I didn't like. Um, and this was well after Skybound became an organization and set up two separate teams, Skybound Lightning and Thunder. So this was well into Skybound already established as a team. and already pretty successful in its little niche.
Yeah. No, it's really interesting. Like, I play with so many people now who are on so many different teams. Like, if like
Hmm.
I'm talking like Mr. Tubbs, like he used to be on Skybound, and like all
Yeah,
these
he
other people
was.
like you used to be on Skybound, and everyone's like, wow, it's just crazy. Like how many members of the community are like affiliated with that team.
Yeah, that was really crazy for me that like me and Skettle we made something that honestly at least I like to think has had a big influence on the community. I'm
Oh,
not
for
sure
sure.
if other players feel the same way, but I'm definitely glad we were able to like make a little splash. And honestly, Skybound is amazing. Like I feel like now their current roster, like in my opinion, I like it's not as strong as it used to be, just only because like the original roster we had all built up a even though we were all still relatively new players at the time, we had built up a really good synergy with each other that allowed
Hmm.
us to play better than we would separately. And so, yes,
Interesting.
um,
Do you
and
then?
now,
Sorry, go
oh,
ahead.
you go,
Keep
you
going.
go, you go. No, 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 you
I
go,
was
you
gonna say,
go.
so who are these current members that you think are on Skybound then, if you've been keeping up with the times?
I actually haven't been like keeping up with the current roster of Skybound. Lately, I've been like doing a little bit things like in the real world and stuff, and so it's like I
Just been
haven't had
kind
a
of
lot of
busy.
time to be on the game, right? Which
Yeah,
kind of like sucks.
yeah.
So that's why if anybody looks at my SR right now, I'm in I was at Masters, but now I'm in Plat because the game is a freaking the game is. My guess is that it doesn't like me because it doesn't want to. I think it doesn't want to accept that I am its daddy or something. But it's okay. It's okay.
Well, the same
Um,
thing for me, except I've just been playing so much Destiny. Like I just like the SR starting to just drop like a rock from decaying.
yeah. So let me tell my little story when it comes to uh, me and Overwatch. So I don't know what it is about me, but it's like so I got into Masters, I believe season 4 and I got up to like 3600, right? But then I had to stop playing Overwatch because my Wi-Fi situation got so messed up. It was like 1 minute I was in one side of the map and somehow I made it to the other side of the map without even pressing a button. It was pretty bad. And so I stopped playing at the end of the season. And then second season I had to like I was still suffering through the what I call the dark ages, and I got back into Masters again. Then I had to stop playing again because at the time it was about like finals time. At the time I was a senior in high school,
Hmm.
and so it was finals. Wanted to make sure I ended off high school strong, and when it was like the last day of the season, and I had dropped to 3,000 because of
The
the decay
decay.
system.
Ye.
Yeah, and I threw a few games at the end because it's like, I don't care. It won't place me that low. It just placed me like around like I don't know 3,500 or something. And then we jump to today's season, and then you look at my SR and it's 2914.
Well, you're almost diamond.
Yikes!
I
I'm
mean,
almost diamond,
if
but you know.
you're really a master quality player, then it's easy wins. Easy
No,
game,
but
easy
listen,
life.
I forgot what it was like to be in platinum, and
Do I
I
placed
played
in
a
like?
game.
Never mind. Keep going.
Nah, it's fine. But I forgot what it was like to be in plat, and I feel for my plat players, you know, because a
It's
lot of
hard.
them are actually really good, but then they're held back from poor, like I wouldn't say mechanical skill. I think it's more so just no like game sense, like knowing when to jump into a fight, knowing when to jump out, just knowing just general ideas like optimal alt use, alt, optimal ultimate usage,
Hmm.
or knowing when to peel and when to engage, who to dive, who to target, what are
This
the
is all
appropriate counters. Yeah,
standard.
I
Yeah,
yeah I feel it's more like that. But there are those plat players who do know that, but are just held back by like the majority.
that's true. Like I know
Elo
I've
health.
met a lot of good like players who have some strong game sense. They're just not that mechanically skilled, and like out of game, they could look into the game and be
Mercy.
like, I will. You are good. I'm about to find a new guest right now. Like you are about to
Nah,
be
nah, I'm
out of
messing around. I'm
here.
messing around. I'm messing around. I'm
First
messing
of
around.
all, okay, you've
I
opened this up.
Mercy is good.
I'm gonna okay now side quest. So
Side quest.
Mercy players, I myself was a huge. I actually picked up Mercy probably around season 3 because we always needed the healer, um, and I found that there's a lot of like it's easy to get into Mercy, but it's like one of those characters that you have to learn like tips and tricks to keep going. Like you have to optimize your flying. Like that's like flying as Mercy is one of her best things, just because you have to
Mm-hmm.
know like you have to get out of the way. You have to fly in between teammates fast enough so people can't catch you, or fly
Yeah.
in an optimal position where if they do continue to pursue you, they're gonna have to go through your teammates. So it's really interesting on how that works.
No,
Um,
I know.
yeah,
I just had to poke a little bit of fun.
yeah,
You know, I like
yeah.
Playmate. She's a really good Mercy, and she's really skilled on Mercy. Listen, I was just poking fun
Uh huh.
to any
Uh
Mercies
huh.
out there.
Uh huh.
Please
Mhm.
don't deny any healing to me in future games.
None of
I
the.
promise.
My gosh.
I promise it was just a joke. Like if I were to try to do a 5-man res as a Mercy, which sadly won't happen anymore, but also really, I'm really happy about that. But
I don't
well,
know.
that's
Like
another
it's
story.
I have mixed feelings about it because I understand that where the game is moving away from this Mercy, it's a healthy move. Like on console, it's like every team needed a Mercy, and I loved playing Mercy. But the fact that like no, we need a Mercy because I like to play some Zen, but when they're like because like Zen's still applicable if you use them right.
Hmm.
When you rock Lucio Zen, but they're like, no, we need a Mercy. We're not getting enough heals. I'm like, bruh, we if you engage right and we work as a team, the heals aren't like you don't need a huge amount of heals. Like if you can quickly
Yeah.
engage in a team fight and quickly pick your targets with the Discord and
Yeah.
the help, then
Yeah.
you kill it fast enough, and then you just heal up after the fight. Like
Absolutely. Like
I
that's
hate
what
when
makes
it's
Zen
like,
super
no, we don't have
powerful.
enough heals. We need a Mercy.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I understand. I can
Oh.
like for
Yeah.
personally, when I think we need a Mercy is like when I'm playing defense. Like defense, I almost always recommend Mercy just because the res is so nice after a team fight, and when people invest so many ults to try to get that cart push, and then you just res, and it's a great thing. But on attack, I rather run Zen Lucio. But with these new Mercy changes,
Mm.
it's gonna be really interesting to see what kind of healers we rock. I would not be surprised if we saw a whole lot more Ana, because Ana is like the most like powerful healer in the game. Like some people might not realize it,
See.
but on PC
Wait.
everyone
Wait.
uses Ana. Like you have so much out of her kit to get use of, but it's just she's really hard to use, and it's just
Babushka.
yeah, yeah.
Babushka. Yeah. No, no. I'm like on the same place. You see, I don't play your everyday Mercy. I play Battle Mercy. Okay.
I,
That's my calling as a Mercy.
I don't play
Right.
so much Battle Mercy, but I don't like hide in a
Then
corner
what are you doing
and
with your
wait for
life?
raise. I mean, I'm like in the thick of
That's the
it.
best way to play Mercy.
I'm in
That's
the
the best way to play her.
well,
No healing whatsoever.
my God.
You use her pistol and that's it. That's it. You kill everybody. You go like, you get that team wipe, and then the enemy Mercy, she reses them, but then you go like, I'm not having this, and then you kill them again as Mercy. Forget about your team. Like you could do it by yourself. But you see, just people, they don't know how to use her right. They don't know how to treat her well. You see, you got to treat Mercy like, you got to treat her like, I don't even, you know what, failed analogy, whatever. Moving on, I, so yeah, not to, not to be narcissistic or anything or egotistical or anything, more about me, and less about Mercy. If
I
what
forgot
I
where we were
usually
talking
play,
about. Yeah. Sorry, go
uh,
ahead.
have you not been listening to me?
No,
I'm
I mean I
honestly
remember
offended.
what you said. Like it's just that Mercy side quest like took a while, and I was just like, oh well, I forgot where we were leaving off.
I'm throwing. I'm
You're
throwing.
throwing the podcast like, okay,
I'm throwing. I'm throwing. I'm switching to Torb right now, and no one's gonna get healing this game.
when you switch to Torb
Um,
mentally.
I'm gonna use that now. I'm gonna use that.
Dang.
More about me. What I usually play is that I am a soldier main. Like, I really like soldier.
Mhm.
Like, a lot.
Mhm.
Okay,
Like
so now,
Alcina a lot, or like Dini skills a lot.
Bazagaz a lot.
Like what?
So I'm a soldier main, right? But I have spent a lot of time optimizing my play as soldier. The only thing is that I haven't had a lot of time to really bust that out in the AG community because again, real life,
Yeah.
um, and get that soldier play heard, because once I place, once you have me as soldier, you don't go back.
I'm sure.
I've I have my fair share of team wipes, if I do say so
Oh
myself.
yeah, I'm sure most of us have. Yeah.
Yeah, 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 but it's like a regular thing for me. If I
I
don't get
mean,
a
do you
team
have
wipe, I'm
like
getting upset.
567 hours on Soldier though? Like,
No, I have about. Let me actually do count right now. Just give me one. 100,
you don't. I mean, there's the all modes thing now. I don't know if
200.
you can just
Yeah,
look at
yeah,
the
I'm going to
computer.
that right now. I'm going to that right now. I have approximately. No, no, all competitive seasons. 149 hours played.
Oh, not bad. Not bad at all.
hmm I
That's a little more
expected by this
dedication.
point that I'll have like something like 200 hours, but you know what? I
Uh huh.
don't.
Now,
That's
what
interesting.
level are you right now, actually?
I am 538. I'm an old
Oh
sucker.
wow.
I'm about to go silver.
Well, you do specialize that. Like even myself, I'm like 800 something. Like got two silver stars, and like my top hero is like Reinhardt with only like 100 something hours, like not even that much. And it's like cause I
Yeah.
flex around so hard, like it's just crazy. But
Yeah.
anyway, do you belong to a team right now, or what's because you guys
Okay.
like I
I got a
remember the Event
story.
Horizon. Yeah, go ahead and tell that story.
Yeah, we got this Event Horizon story. Okay, so me and Zigzag, my man,
The
all the
British
way
dude, yeah.
across the pond. Um, we like he's a really good friend. He's awesome, right? And we were talking. We were both at Skybound. We were talking, and we both left. And we had similar interests, and we both wanted to start a new team. And me and him talked, and we decided we're going to do it together. And so after deliberation, came up with a name, Event Horizon.
Where'd that name
Um,
come from anyway? Like I
I
mean,
don't
I
know.
can
Came
kind of
from the
assume
recesses of Zigmine.
all I can kind of see is artistic thing. Like it's a new horizon today, and it's like a new event, and I can
Nah,
kind or maybe
because
I don't know.
I'm a science geek, and Event Horizon, means the point of no return when you're approaching a black hole. Not
Oh,
going to get into all of that,
well
but
then, you
so
should have
when
just
I heard
stuck with
him
the
say that name,
artistic thing.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
sorry. Continue.
I don't know where he came up with it. I actually really like the name because I was like
Yeah,
thinking,
it
oh,
was
we're
pretty
going with a
cool.
black hole theme. We're going
Yeah,
with a black hole theme, and then we weren't going with a black hole theme, but I still thought it was super cool.
yeah.
So, uh, but then a week in, after we recruited everybody, apparently a lot of people lost interest and the team disbanded. And I was in college and I was in the bathroom taking a dump, and then I found out that my Discord was the Discord chat that we had established was deleted, and I was like, oh god, what just happened?
Oh,
And
I didn't even
then
notice.
after I left the bathroom, I talked to Zig, and he was like, yeah, we disbanded. And I was just like, darn. So
Well,
the good thing is that it was a weekend, so I wasn't attached to the team, right? Like when I left Skybound, that like was like took me like 2 weeks to decide whether I wanted to leave because I had built up a lot of really like close relationships in the team,
uh-huh.
and I still have a lot of really close relationships in the team, but it wasn't that bad with Event Horizon. So like I really like that day I was a little distraught, but then the next day I was like, okay, move
Because
on with my life. Yeah,
Event Horizon lasted like what a week or two, two
a
weeks.
week. Yeah, a
Yeah,
week. whole week.
No, it was really
Yeah,
interesting. Well, you
it
guys
would have been
seemed to
fun.
have the members, but then like there wasn't a whole lot. It seemed like there wasn't any, I
No,
guess, events that Event Horizon was joining besides scrims.
no,
So I don't
I
know.
think more of the problem was that just people weren't interested and engaged because it was our first week, so we did one skirm right in that first week. And I thought that was pretty positive because when Skybound was first made, when me and Scuttle first made it, we didn't do our first skirm until like 2 weeks after. So I was like, okay, good start. We're doing a skirm in our first week. That's awesome. I was a little
Hmm.
posted at first because I was like, let's take a slow and steady start. Let's first get to know each other. But yeah, it's whatever. It
I mean, it's
happens,
good
and
practice too.
like, and if anybody's watching is trying to start their own team, any advice that I could give you now, founding one successful team and working on a second one, is one, make sure your players are all interested and really want to do this because avoid the mistake that we made in that not having interest for the long run, and make sure that the people that you have um, you can genuinely stay with for the long run, right? Because if you don't do that, then your team is not going to last and it's not going to be successful. Also, if you lose your first skirm, don't expect to be stomping these well-established teams like IGHM,
Hmm.
Skybound, um, just blanked out. Um, like you're gonna get there, but you
Yeah,
gotta like w work on it.
that's
You
what
know what
I.
I mean?
Yeah, I definitely agree. One thing that I think like, cause I also made a team. I've heard before, but it was comprised of or composed of friends, and these friends that we already played together, we liked each other, and we had synergized well. The only thing that went wrong with that is that no one was really on the same page. Like I wanted to take it more to a competitive level. Other people wanted to do more casual, and some other people wanted to do it for fun or for troll or whatever. Um, and that's what
Yeah.
ended that. So you want like honestly just a group of friends who have like kind of the same motive getting out of this. Like establish that like vocally, like okay, we're trying to be kind of professional here, so we kind of want to. Do we want to like create training sessions? Do we want to create like do we want to do scrims? Do we want to do tournaments? Things like that.
Yeah.
Um, it's really, it's really you have to get a feel for it, for sure.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. And now for at least a little while, I'm gonna be a free agent. I don't only main soldier. I play a really strong diva, if I do say so myself. And if I need to, I also play a decent Lucio and Zenyatta. My Lucio, though, I will require blood sacrifices from the enemy team if you want me to play Lucio.
I like how you're
So
like you can play this and you're like I will play Thor if I need to. Like you really don't want to, but no.
no, no,
See,
no, no. I would like to play Zenyatta. I like playing Zenyatta. I honestly like in comp, right?
1v1 me, bro.
Um,
Anyway, no, I'm kidding.
Fight me at PAX, bro. I'm from the Bronx. We take
Dang,
these things seriously, man.
dang. I can see why you and
Yeah,
Skittle
yeah,
don't get
yeah.
along. Anyway, continue.
That you,
So what?
yeah. Okay. You want to
Nah,
go, bro?
nothing.
Okay, I thought so.
So
I thought so.
you write your agents like, um, why do you require blood sacrifice for Lucio? Like, you mean they have to, their DPS has to be good, or your DPS
No,
or
no,
your
no, no,
hero
no,
has
no.
to be
I
good?
need a blood sacrifice from the enemy team because I the boot god requires sacrifice.
Ah, I see.
Yeah. I need. I want your soul. I want your soul.
I don't think anyone understood this devilish speak. Uh, anyway,
I
continuing.
want your soul. I really want.
Yeah.
Hmm. You get
What?
it?
So what?
I'm so cringeworthy.
What kind of plans do you have like coming going in? Like, you said you were thinking about making another team or founding another team or something like that?
So Again, for now, I'm a free agent. That's why I was like, I don't only play Soldier. I do play a strong Diva. I do play a strong Zenyatta and Lucio. I am learning Sombra, and so far, on the first day I started playing her, I got her cute spray, so I felt a little accomplished. But that is still in the works. That's still in like the lab being developed, like testing. But that's coming in a month. But for now I'm a free agent, so pick me up while you still have me. Um,
That was really
but
interesting
if
saying so. Yeah,
but
keep
if
going.
like if I'm not picked up and or if like I'm not being used for like subbing. And if just frankly I don't really find interest anymore in being a free agent, then I am thinking about starting a new team because there is still some part of me that like I want to improve from what I did with Skybound, and I want to improve with what happened with Event Horizon. Maybe this is just like a personal vendetta of mine, but I want to make something that is truly great and something that can not only stand up against the likes of Skybound Lightning, but also stand up against uh, Prismatic, IGHM, and all these other really
There
great
is no
teams,
prismatic. They're a Little Epic
anymore.
Clan now. That's their name. They used to be prismatic. Now they're Little Epic Clan,
Little Epic Clan?
led by Little Epic Failure. I'm assuming that's why. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you see, this leads me on to something else, and that is I haven't been as involved as much as I would like to, just because it seems like in the last few months I've just real world stuff has been like taking over, and so I haven't had time to get on Overwatch and really like play as much as I wanted to, like when I first started.
Hmm.
But this is why, but now I really want to get into it because now that I'm in college as a freshman, every Fridays I don't have classes. When I'm not studying, I have a lot of free time on my hands. And frankly, I really like the community here in Amateur Gamers, and I want to get more involved. That's why I like texted AG and I talked to him about becoming a caster, so that way I could bring some of them dank memes to some of your tournaments and skirmishes. Because you
Speaking
know
of
what?
which,
Yeah.
what do you consider dank memes? I remember, like, you had that like channel or whatever for the memes, and then like you judge everyone's memes and whatnot. And
Oh yeah.
I thought it had some good ones, but I did not get the answers I was looking for. Apparently.
Oh, your memes.
Well, a lot of them were puns, as of expected, I guess for me. But
They do not meet the dank requirements.
well then, feels bad, man.
It
Um,
does feel bad. You should be ashamed.
but yeah,
All right. I, you know, if you call yourself a memer, I don't think you're a memer. It's got to come naturally. It's got to be in your being. You know?
actually, you said you wanted to be a caster. You should look up into or ask amateur to cast tomorrow's tournament. I don't know. Have you ever casted before?
No,
Ah, I see.
says the blind man.
Pissing into the wind.
Uh,
It's all coming back to me now.
mhm.
Um, so
I, any tips for casting?
I have
If
all the
like
tips.
when I do
You
that?
have certain requirements to meet. Number one, make
Uh-huh.
sure your facts are clear and straight. That's sometimes kind of hazy for me,
Uh-huh.
like on what's going on in the battlefield. Number two, entertain the crowd and the team. So like,
Uh-huh.
uh, when things are going down, you want to not you kind of want to hype it up, like, and there's a huge res and blah blah blah, like. It's exciting. This
Oh.
is what like people like. Oh, that was a great ult they used, or even
Oh,
stuff like
okay.
that.
You
Um,
know how like I'm sorry to cut you off, but you know
it's
how
all good.
like in those like soccer games, right? Like specifically those Spanish soccer games,
Oh
right?
yeah,
I've seen clips of them, right?
the
How like when they go
golazo, yeah.
goal.
Well, that's
So
the
you got to
thing.
do that, right?
It depends. Like, you shouldn't. If that's not like what you're feeling about it, then don't do it. Because if you're trying to force the excitedness
What if I
out, then
am
it's gonna.
feeling it?
Then
What if
that's
I am
great.
feeling it,
I'm
huh?
just saying, don't force it because then it's gonna sound fake and people are gonna be like, oh, this is stupid hype and this and that. Um, which
Oh, so much pressure.
I know. Um, but then again, always don't forget the haters. always use their names. Like instead of saying the Lucio, the Mercy, the Zen, say like, oh, Mocha Blizzard 2008 is killing it right now. Or thing.
2008.
I don't know. It was random. It was just numbers. Uh, but anyone, yeah, use the names because when people look back, they're gonna feel, oh, this is awesome. Try to not be biased a lot. This is my hardest thing because like I'll be casting a game where there's like Skybound Lightning, which the team I'm on right now, and then it'll be like if I'm like someone else is subbing or something, and then I'll watch some team I don't know, then like I tend to cast like, oh, this happened to Skybound Lightning, or Skybound Lightning got killed, instead of saying, oh, team Tacos Tuesdays did this or whatever. Um, just don't be biased.
Dang.
Learn to talk
Let's
fast.
see what else.
Things like that.
Learn to talk fast. Yeah, in my chat in Skybound, that they had to keep me on leash because they said I mean too much, and so they kept me from being who I was and who I am deep down inside, and so I have a lot of cooped up rage, and
Feels bad.
it feels bad, man. Yeah, it feels bad. So yeah, and like I don't, I honestly like. I really do want to get more into the community, and if if casting doesn't work out, if like I don't find it interesting, I do know one thing that I do want to do, and that is coaching, because like there are certain like for example, just gonna use my main, right, with
Hey
Soldier,
guys, the Platinum SR right now wants to coach some teams.
yeah.
No, like,
I was
so...
top one. At one point, I believe I was like 100 something or 90 something soldier NA.
See, like for the overbuff thing, like I can kind of
I know,
see.
but that made me
It's
feel
like
good. Okay,
I know, no,
that
I
made me feel
understand.
good on
I
the
can understand
inside.
that too,
Okay.
because the best I got was number 60 was Zenyatta, and it kind of felt weird because I'm like, it's cool stats because like, okay, you're the best at this, doing
Yeah.
this, stat, this, stat, this, stat, but those stats don't show like your game sense. It doesn't show when you ult at the right times. It
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
show
yeah.
you sacrificing yourself to dive a Mercy who's about to res or something like that. And that's
Yeah, no, I
one thing you
get that.
can't
Yeah,
really measure, and that's why it's
I
kind
get
of
that, right? But like, I do feel like so. Then this is where my science and geeky person comes out. So there is like, do you know what Oversumo is?
over sumo.
Yeah, it's something similar to Overbuff, but it's an actual app, right?
No.
And they say they work with pro teams and whatever, but like that's beside the point. Where I'm getting at is that I feel like these stats only accurately reflect a player after a certain amount of hours. Now, I don't know those amount of hours, what that will be, but for example, Oversumo, instead of giving you an exact like percentage, it will give you your rank. That way it's easier to process. On Oversumo, I was ranked a Grandmaster Soldier. Now, I when I was talking to Skettle about it, he also said, "Oh, I'm also ranked a Grandmaster Soldier as well." But the difference in that is Skettle's hours with the character. If you only have an hour on, let's say, now not to step away from my main, and let's just say if you have an hour on Reinhardt, and you have a really great game with Reinhardt, for that, wherever you go to get your stats, right? Your stats are going to reflect, oh, that game you did great. So therefore, by that play, you were a Grandmaster player.
I don't.
However, if you
Well,
were to,
if I can interject
wait, let me
here.
finish.
Okay.
Then you'll see where I'm getting. For that game, you were playing like a grandmaster. However, if you take into account the law of averages, if you were to compare then like a 200-hour, 300-hour Reinhardt who gets that grandmaster ranking as a Reinhardt and is in the higher elos, right? Like at least the top 8%, then those accurately reflect your play, how you play, because as an average, if you're consistently getting these stats versus a player who played this character for 1 hour, you're doing something right with that character, and these scores are accurately reflecting your ability. So I feel like after a
This is
certain
true.
amount, they do represent you.
But then again, like overbuff won't even put a number if you don't play a character for a certain amount of time. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
it'll have an infinity symbol or whatever. But then that's also the thing. Like everyone can really perform well, but it always like in a team
It
game.
depends on
It
averages.
depends, like this team game, in order to good you have to do teamwork. You can't put numbers on teamwork. Like every person could be going like whatever DPS character and doing amazing and putting out amazing stats, but if you're killing a bunch of things and you're still like uh not grouping up right, or if you're just laying in the damage but it's trash damage because people are healing it right
Hmm.
up and you're just feeding ult, uh then that's like a thing that you can't measure. There's no way to measure that. I understand
Well,
like if you consistently put up good numbers, then there
that's where I
is
put
a
in.
thing.
Yeah.
Um,
Sorry,
I
sorry.
I can understand like yeah, if you're top like 50 soldiers, you are mechanically skilled enough to consistently put up those numbers with everyone else. That I can agree with. That you are that mechanically skilled. That Overwatch skilled, like where the teamwork is playing, that's a different story as well. But then again, those who can put up those numbers and those who can consistently get those usually play with people who know what they're doing, and either if they don't know already, then they will learn how to play the team game. So it's kind of both ways. Like I'm kind of playing devil's advocate. Like I can see both sides of the tree where
But
it
that's
could
where
reflect and it
that's
couldn't.
yeah. That's why I preface it by saying, "Oh, this only occurs though when you place a lot of hours on your character. Because when you play a lot of hours on your character and you're consistently getting these things, it's not the game is these systems are no longer now reporting an outlier. They're starting to report your average, and so if we look at, let's say, climate projections, right? They're the outlier or temperature projections, right? There could be the outlier temperatures, right, of let's say 100 degrees or negative 100 degrees, but that average represents the what you should usually expect from the temperature. In that same vein, I think that's what happens with players. You can have your outlier games, but if you're consistently like performing well, that's your skill with that player. And I think you can at some level quantify it with numbers. I think you can. Like not everything, like you said, like sacrificing yourself to kill a mercy that ends up saving the game. You can't quantify that.
Yeah.
But unless you have like a really specific system to do it. But
And but
you
like
can qualify general things.
how would you even do that though? Like if there was a
I could think
system
of a
to
way.
track a sacrifice and then get a kill, and then like how would you keep track of that?
If, let's say, it takes your character, it sees that you killed this. So let's say I'm character A and the character I'm sacrificing myself for is character B. If it says character A killed character B and then character B got killed in, let's say, a few seconds later, specifically to kill that one character, then it will count as a sacrifice. Then there's a matter of intent. But it's a lot more complicated. Yeah.
Because
You know,
there are a lot of things that are accidental too. Like you can see, um, like character A could kill character B. Like if character A was like a Junkrat spamming the bombs and accidentally got a kill, and
yeah.
ended up winning the team fight because of the spam. Um, you can't measure intentionality. I guess is that the word? Intentional.
Yeah, you can't measure intention.
Yeah,
But like
intention.
but what I brought up was just like a little example of something that you could do.
Yeah,
Remember, Blizzard is like millions, if not billions. Like I can imagine,
they are a
maybe not
powerhouse
billions, but
industry.
yeah, they have a lot of money,
Yeah,
right? And so they could spend it on people who know way more about game systems than I do. They
yeah.
can afford to figure out these advanced systems. So like that's why I do sometimes like I also try to give them some flack because this game is incredibly complex, but at the same time I also like don't give them that flack because money is what makes the world go around. Not really,
Yeah.
it's momentum, but and inertia. But
My gosh.
but
um.
they have a lot of money to spend, so I'm sure they could figure out these problems. You know?
Yeah. Oh, I had a point to make, and then
Uh
your
huh.
money makes the world go round thing made me forget it. Um. I
Uh,
can't remember. Continue. Maybe
Money
I'll
makes the
remember
world
it.
go round.
No, before that,
So
we were talking about
before
something.
that, momentum, inertia.
No, something about
Oh no, no,
gravity.
no, no.
I don't know.
Before that,
Oh, it was the
uh,
complexity of Overwatch. That's what it was. Like,
yeah, yeah.
it is such. You're right. It is a very complex game, but it's one of those
In a lot of
games
ways,
that's
more complex than
very.
chess.
Yeah, it's very simple. It's like got varying skill levels because it's very simple to get into. You can pick up a controller and
Yeah.
start shooting people, and all cool. You're having fun. But then you can
Or
dig down
keyboard.
deeper.
We're not
Exactly.
PC racist.
Yeah, or keyboard. Uh, I've heard of people playing on keyboard or controller on PC, which is kind of weird. But anyway, um, like you can get into higher games and it'll be even more complex. Like you need this, the base level, pick a character, kill things. Like next level, you need to
Yeah.
form good team
Or heal
comps,
things. We're
like
not
heal
mercy
things.
racist and support
Yeah,
racist.
I know. Next,
Or block damage. We're
yeah,
not tank
tank racist. Yeah,
racist.
we can't
Be
leave out a tank.
include everything, man. I'm triggered.
Yeah. Well, it's just crazy because like I'm sure we're like me and you we're at this level right now that's like probably around masters ish, like even higher than us when it go to grandmasters and even higher than that like top 500 pro
Oh,
people. I'm
excuse
sure
me,
they have
Scrub.
like
I'm not a Masters. I'm a Grandmasters player. Thank you
my
very
gosh.
much.
But even above that, I'm
Nah,
sure
no.
there's this level of understanding of the game that we can't comprehend right now being at Masters, and maybe that's why we're at Masters, and maybe if we figure out that's what boosts you to Grandmasters or something like that, and maybe
Oh
it's not
no,
even mechanical
like
skill. It's
I
it's
think
really
if you
interesting to
have,
think about like
you go.
what
Sorry.
could possibly be the next level of understanding for this like, and that's one thing too, like when you cast games, like I casted for a top 500 tournament, and half the stuff I was saying I'm like, what if all these top 500s will be like, that's this stupid caster, he doesn't know that this is obviously the way to go for this that, and I'm like, ooh, it's like hard to
Yeah,
contemplate.
I think when you're in Masters, you have basically all the general skills to make as a
True.
Grandmaster player. What
I'm
separates you
talking
from
just like the
Grandmaster player
advanced
is
knowledge, yeah. Or go
yeah, I
ahead.
think I think you have like you inadvertently have if you're a Masters, you have the advanced knowledge already in you. But I think what separates from a Grandmaster player is more have to do with just what's the word I'm looking for? Um,
Mechanical
it's with
skills.
efficiency. No, no, no. It's something to do with efficiency. Basically, you got just increasing your efficiency. For example, using my main, right, will probably separate me from the number one soldier in the world is maybe reload canceling.
Oh,
Just
like little tricks
improving.
like that.
Yeah, little tricks like that I think are what separate top 500s from the masters
I don't know
because and the
because
grandmasters because
I've
little
seen,
improvements like that
yeah, I mean
like
I've seen
influence a
top,
lot.
like we've watched the Overwatch esports, and you don't, sometimes you see Overwatch cancellation, sometimes you don't. Like I think a lot of that like grandmaster stuff is also teamwork. Like those people who have amazing teamwork and know how to work well together and like get there, I think is
No, but
really
honestly,
amazing too.
I honestly think like this is not me being narcissistic or anything, but I think I am a Grandmaster worthy player. I just haven't had the time, and I think you're a Grandmaster worthy player. I honestly think a
I
lot of people who are masters are Grandmaster worthy. It's just minor things like that are what separate that from
Yeah,
Grandmaster, and those only come with practice.
I think
Just playing the game for a few hours can change a lot.
I think I could make it to Grandmasters. I don't think it's going to be easy, because it's I've seen this repeat so many times. Like when I first started playing Overwatch Season 2, I placed in Gold, and my friend placed in Platinum. I was super jealous, and then I finally made it to Platinum, and I was like, oh, this is awesome. And then like the next season, it was like the fight to Diamond, and it was like, oh my
The
gosh, so
fight to
amazing.
Diamond.
Like I didn't even think I could get to Diamond. And when I got to Diamond, I was like, yep, that's my goal. And then when season, because I stopped playing Overwatch like season 4 really because I got burnt out, but I got back into it. And then season 5, I was kind of the same place, like whatever Diamond. And then I hit Masters, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. And I think they'll probably be somewhat similar for Grandmasters. Like it's like, oh whatever, I'm in Masters, and then like the fight to Grandmaster is real, because I'm still learning as a player. Like I still make mistakes when
Yeah, we
I'm
all are.
playing with like Skybound Lightning. It's like, oh, I could have ulted better there. Oh, I should have focused this instead of focused that, and yeah,
Yeah.
just stuff like that.
The style also once said, rank doesn't matter.
Yeah, I believe SR doesn't matter, by the way.
At a certain extent, it does matter. Like, you don't want a gold player playing at a freaking Masters level game.
Well, I
You
know,
don't
well,
want that.
that's true, but like the system
In a
is
general
really
sense.
weird. Like I was watching, I don't know if you've seen a lot
Yeah.
of your Overwatch videos, but they were talking to this top 500 player who was like only playing like Bastion. Like you would only do a Bastion playthrough of a certain account and then end up in top 500 with like a win-loss rate of like 50 or 40%, and like the system gives you SR for doing good on a character. Yeah, well, even not that great. Well, playing a character that not a whole lot of people play, basically. And if
Yeah.
you do good with that, you're gonna get a whole lot of SR. If you do bad, you're just gonna lose a little bit of SR, and that's a really inefficient system. I'm not a fan
Yeah.
of it, and hopefully when that changes, then maybe it could be like, oh, more SR matter. And that's another thing, like back and tracking again. SR can't, like this SR can't what's the word? Put a number on like sacrificing yourself to save the team, to save the game. Like your
Yeah,
SR can't track.
definitely.
It's like that's just that. Um, but yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, yeah. A lot of Overwatch it can be broken down into like cold hard numbers and just objective truths. But a lot of it is really just like it's just really hard to quantify, really hard to like get down because it is a complex game in many ways more complex than like chess or Go if anybody knows what Go is. Like this Chinese game that's like you like just to like give like a hint of how like complex Go is, right? It is like it took a we figured out how to beat master chess players like 30, 40 years ago. We've only just now figured out how to beat master Go players. Not saying anything about how the not saying about like the skill levels of either or intelligence of either master chess players or master Go players, but like chess, we figured out how to beat that already. We just figured out how to beat Go. But games like Overwatch are a tier way more complicated. Like Elon Musk just like only now created a program that was able to beat some of the best like I believe it was Dota or League of Legends players. He
Hmm.
just now created a program that could beat no, I think it was StarCraft. I don't know what it was. It was one of those MMOs. But only now do we figure out how to beat one of those. So games like these are really complex. You know?
Hmm.
You can't like to beat like yeah, that's just my point from that. And so yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Um if now more about like my real life stuff, I've been saying a lot how like I've not been
you
almost
having
like kind of like an
college
excuse, but not
troubles?
really an excuse. Nah, man, I'm loving college.
Oh, nice. That's
Like
great.
I really love like I'm a bio major and I really love it. Not pre-med because pre-meds are it's weird, man. You guys are crazy.
Huh.
Not really, not really.
Interesting.
But no, I'm more of I'm not a pre-med. I'm just a bio major. I don't know what. Probably gonna do something in exobiology, which is basically studying what alien life could be like. Not like little green men or UFOs, more like bacteria.
Oh, like things that live outside of Earth,
Yeah,
like living
yeah.
things. That's really
Yeah,
interesting.
what could life be like? What it might be like. So again, I want to stress this because I'm already crazy enough as it is. I don't want people thinking I'm a lunatic. Like not like little green men or UFOs, like bacteria or maybe a space squid. I don't know. I think so. Yeah. So I'm just doing general biology right now, just to get a bit really broad understanding of it. And I'm probably gonna do a minor in music. Honestly, I really enjoy music, and like I play the piano, and
Oh,
I
that's
actually
pretty
have my
cool.
piano right here.
Oh yeah, I
Um,
remember you playing
so like
before.
yeah. So my setup is like my PS4 is like right in front of my piano, and so if you want, I could play a little tune, and it's a very very topical tune too. It's like I
If
think
you would like
we
to.
all recognize this one. You know, let me just there we go.
Despacito. Was that not the song?
Exactly.
Wait, was that actually?
You got it.
It kind of sounded like it.
No, it didn't. No, it
No,
wasn't.
I'm just kidding.
I'm gonna slow it down. I'm playing it fast. If you don't recognize it now, I'm gonna be triggered.
I want to know, but it's like I can't.
Oh my god, it's the What game are we playing right
Destiny? Overwatch?
now? Yes.
It does sound really familiar.
It's Overwatch. Just play the game theme, you freaking scrub.
Oh, really?
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, it's like the quality isn't that great because through the headset, and if it was like, if it was like,
all right. Hold on.
I'm sorry.
I got you then. I got you then right now. Okay. Is this better? Am I louder?
You're all right. It's
I'm
just the
alright?
quality for things. Like it's not the audio. I can hear it just fine.
Ugh. You uncultured swine.
I'm sorry. It is legit just the headset stuff because
Okay.
like
If you were talking about my playing abilities,
no, your playing ability sounds amazing. Like it's pretty good there.
So yeah, I play the piano.
It's
Okay,
pretty cool.
if you don't recognize this one,
Okay,
I'm gonna triggered.
try. Whew. Well, that's a classic piano song. Like, I don't have to try to take other instruments to do that.
This one is, you might not recognize this one. This one's like if you're a nerd. Okay, and one last thing before I stop causing the people's ears to bleed. No, it's got to be lower. I messed it up. Crap.
The Star Wars.
Oh, Lord. Yes, it's Star Wars. The Imperial March.
Yeah.
You know, the Darth Vader theme?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I play the piano.
So you're wanting to do a minor in music then? Like, you want to just music in general? Because Zach's one's also doing a similar thing, but he's doing, like, music business, which is interesting.
Yeah, and who knows, maybe if that like, super interests me, I might even major in it. I don't know. I have time, man. I'm just a freshman in my first semester of college. I'm a baby right now. You
Ah,
know,
I
I don't
see.
really know what I'm doing with my life. AG, I can make a custom theme for you guys if you want.
Oh snap! That that's interesting. I mean, I don't know. You should message
I,
him about it
AG, if you're watching this,
because I've been looking for like
custom theme.
you should look up a theme song or like an intro kind of song or a song to go over a Team Watch episode.
Oh,
That would
oh
be
yeah.
really epic.
Before like a skirm or like opening up like a whatchamacallit, a
No,
tournament or skirm, have
or
like a
something
little
like that.
theme.
Or no, I mean for the Team Watch, like this podcast that we're doing, because we don't really have a set song, and if we had like a set song that would be catchy, that would be epic.
You
Those
want a
listening
set song?
yeah, this episode might already have a song. Like, oh, we can hear the song right now. Like, if you came up with a song before next week, and AG was able to put it, like, oh, listen to this awesome song you've already made. Isn't that crazy?
That is a good. You know what? I think I know what I'm good. I think I know what my next project is. So I'm gonna message AG now. So expect a message, AG, and respond within the day.
Sometimes AG responds to them. It depends because it depends on how topical it is. If he needs to talk about it, because I'm sure he gets messages all the time about everything and everything.
Yeah, yeah. No, I don't hold them against it. Like running amateur gamers. I can imagine must take up a lot of time. You know, as influential as amateur gamers is, like I don't know that much about him.
That's really interesting. I'm gonna have him on the podcast as well
Huh? Yeah.
eventually.
Maybe this could be the theme. No, no, no. Nah, I'll work on it if he wants it.
So
You know-
you can make like just like a quick like 10-second intro, maybe not even 10 seconds, maybe like 6 thing, like something catchy, like we can put at the beginning where it'll show like Team Watch and then it'll like fade into the podcast. This is a little behind the scenes action for you guys. Like last week I was
okay.
talking to the man who makes all the art. Goat Pounder made the Team Watch logo, FYI, and now we're talking to the music dude.
So maybe it's a simple thing. Do you want? Oh, if this is Team Watch, so then it's like Overwatch oriented. So the Overwatch thing, its simplest is, so it's. So that's the simplest like version of Overwatch.
Yeah. Like that wouldn't be too
So-
bad. I'm not sure. But you should
Maybe.
find like
I don't know.
yeah, something like those, like make a couple
yeah.
samples, like if you can record
And
them,
send it- and yeah.
send them to me, and then I'll talk to AG about putting it in for the intro part.
Yeah, man.
Jesus.
I'll work on it, because I said I wanted to get more involved in this community and do more because what AG is doing here is a really awesome thing because
Oh yeah.
there's not a lot of things like this on console, and so whatever I could do to help, I will love to be part of,
For sure.
So,
Probably
I don't know. I'll work on it. I'll figure it out.
no, for sure. That's probably we're probably gonna call this an episode.
I'm sure your audience loves me.
Well, no, I'm sure they do too.
Oh, can I do some
Oh, if you
shout
have
outs
any,
now?
if you
before
have
we're
any
closing
final
up?
things, yeah, go ahead.
God! Something just fell on my head. What just fell? How did that fall?
I don't know.
Okay, sorry about that.
It's all good.
Did you hear anything? Like any thumps?
No.
Oh, okay. Then forget anything just happened. Alright, shout out to Scattlebus, Blue Ninja, you freaking weeb heroic. Let's see what else. PK, Assassin Boy, when you eventually figure out that this is a thing. Shout out
Assassin
to you.
People I've never heard of before.
Let's see.
And thank you, Craig Wilson.
Zax.
Doing your best.
My homie Big Tyrone, how you doing, bro? Nah, he's not a real person, but you know. Let's see. I'd like to thank the Academy. I'd like to thank my mom. I'd like to thank Soldier 76. I'd like to thank Diva. I'd like to thank Zenyatta. I'll also like to thank Mercy's butt. Let's see. I'll also like to thank Sombra. I'd like to thank my college. I'd like to thank music.
Are all these people gonna see this? And
I
mean, maybe the first
One
couple.
Punch Man.
Oh my god.
I'd like to thank Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones is
I'd like to thank. My god!
We could have
no spoilers.
Yeah,
but everybody dies.
Yeah, it's been a ride. But thank you very much, Herm, for showing up. Thanks for.
I'd like to thank Jon Snow, the King in the North.
Oh my god.
I'd like to thank Darth Vader. I'd like to thank Master Chief.
They can't hear you.
Amateur Gamer.
Amateur Gazer. He's the Japanese
I'd like
version.
to thank NASA.
Are you? Oh my
I'd like to thank my cat Jerry.
We're gonna stop this here.
I'd like to
thank you for everyone for watching Team Watch episode 3. It's been fun. Okay, we're done here.